Hello, welcome back to McFly, my little corner on the internet where I just sit around here and talk about video games and stuff. And in this one, I could not be more excited to be talking about Atomfall. It is a new open world RPG, story-driven narrative game, just all the workings, coming out in just about a week, March 27th, 2025. In this video, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about Atomfall, whether it be getting into the game, maybe you haven't heard of it and you want to get excited yourself, or at least just check into it. We're going to be checking out a bunch of stuff for the game in general. So much so that I don't even really have an idea for an intro about this one. I just want to learn myself, and I have a few questions to find out. Is it open world? Can I destroy everybody in the game if I truly wanted to? And how many different endings does it have? Because from what I've seen already leading up to this, it's a story-driven game. It's just going to have a lot of weapons. It looks like a fun, good old-fashioned video game that you can tear into. But oh my god, I'm going to stop rambling. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're as excited for Atomfall as I am. Alright, first stop on our list, we have the Deep Dive Extended Gameplay Trailer. We're going to start bopping around leading up to release. They're very informative.
Rated M for mature.
And it's just going to get the hype train started, so.
The pride of Britain, nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the
Right off the bat.
atom plant has transformed this
Hold on, I gotta
rugged
restart
landscape.
that. I love this kind of crap. Like, I don't want to try to make all the comparisons to Fallout, because it looks like they're doing something completely new in their own here. Fallout's just been in the zeitgeist for so long, it's hard not to think about it. But I love this old to new style. Look at this.
Rated M for mature.
Windscale, the pride of Britain, nestled in the picturesque Lake District, the state-of-the-art atom plant has transformed this rugged landscape into the envy of its northern neighbors. Scientific progress waits for no one, and
The public has nothing to fear.
The area will be reopened by Christmas at the latest.
The situation is more complex
By
than
Christmas,
was at first
at the
understood.
latest.
No military expeditions into the area have been lost. Where did you get such an idea?
Perhaps by next Christmas. No! No more reconnaissance flights!
Hence by next Christmas. That was good.
Let me be clear. Our experts are monitoring the situation, and I would urge everyone to remain calm. The situation in Cumberland is well in hand.
We've already introduced you to the world of Atomfall, and here at Rebellion, we're excited to welcome you to an exclusive gameplay deep dive preview.
dude.
Our first-person action survival game
Alright,
launches
well here,
on March
I've already...
27th.
We've seen gameplay before, and I've only seen 20 seconds here. But I will make that comparison to Fallout. It looks way less clunky than a Fallout game. Better engine.
Built on 3 core pillars: mystery and investigation,
Yes.
survival,
Yes.
brutal combat.
Okay. Nailing it.
Atomfall's story takes place in
Oh, I saw burn.
1962,
Can have
just
effects on
5
the
years
bullets?
after the devastating Windscale fire in northern England. You awaken with amnesia, being confronted by a scientist urging you to reach a place called the Interchange, and to seek help from others willing to aid you in escaping the quarantine zone.
The only way to Windscale is through the Interchange. There are people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free.
He may even give you a lead to start your investigation on the right path.
I'll say that too. We've seen trailers in the past, and now that I'm seeing these new videos, it just looks way more polished than those other videos. Getting me way more excited. You see all the foliage and everything just looks so glossy and nice.
It's up to you to discern who truly wants to assist and who seeks to take advantage.
Anyone trespassing there will be shot.
In Atomfall, players have the
Okay,
freedom
crazy.
to forge their own path, pursuing various leads to unravel the mysteries behind the catastrophic events. The absence of a traditional quest system fosters authentic investigation, where talking, researching, and adapting, even through violence, are key to survival. Each journey you take is part of a larger interconnected web of stories, leading you deeper into the mystery of what happened after the Windscale fire. However, following one lead may inadvertently destroy others or take you down paths that ultimately lead to nothing, adding to the sense of mystery and consequences in Atomfall's world.
Okay, I like the sound of that there might be different branching ways to do things, but, and I'm not fully knocking it because they can do it well. It can be done very well, but the leaving of notes everywhere, I just hope it's done in a creative, fun way to keep you engaged. Telling a long, vivid story through just notes. We've seen games try to do that before that and fail miserably. I mean, there are people to talk to. At least there's I keep thinking of 76, to be honest, but at least there's NPCs in this game to talk to also. But just a lot of notes in the story can get really defeating over time. Hopefully it's enough to keep you engaged.
During your journey in Atomfall, you may encounter Captain Sims, leader of a military force called Protocol, who might task you with checking in on Iris, the town's baker, as something seems amiss. Depending on your dialogue choices, you can pressure Iris to reveal her secrets, uncovering a deeper mystery. If she confides in you, she may ask for help to obtain a special tonic from the enigmatic Mother Jago.
There's a lady, calls herself Mother Jago, out in Casterfell Woods. Brews the tonic to her
See, that's
own
cool.
recipe.
Different branching arcs,
However,
depending on how you
could
react.
just turn the baker into the captain and be rewarded with his trust, which could prove advantageous. Money has no value in the quarantine zone. The economy relies on bartering and trading, making every item in your possession a potential bargaining chip. A scale indicates each item's value at the top of the trading menu. Once you've selected all the items you wish to obtain from the trader, you will then have to offer up your own items in exchange.
That's
when the
fun.
scale turns green, the trade can be completed,
Yeah,
and
that's
you will receive
interesting.
the new
Okay.
items. If you don't have enough to offer in exchange, you can always take the trader out and leave
Yep.
a corpse.
Or there's just and the whole bag.
As you travel through the Lake District of
Okay.
Northern England, you may encounter the
Didn't know we were
secret
going
science
Oblivion with it.
bunkers
That's
hidden
cool.
in hill walls or under the surface, containing treasures, supplies, and even monstrosities ready to rip you apart.
Cool.
There are also mysterious red phone boxes that are scattered throughout the quarantine zone. Their piercing ring will beckon you as you draw near. If you answer the call, a voice on the other end may offer helpful advice or cryptic warnings.
The phone booth is an interesting thing, and I kind of love how it's the moniker of this Atomfall so far, because even in a lot of the marketing, it's just been like a phone booth in some crazy post-apocalyptic foliage. And it's so symbolic. That's the one thing that drew me in when I saw it. Just to see everything overgrown around it, and then to our brains, we know it's something from a certain bygone time in this era, so to see it in the middle of a foliage and like woods and everything, it already adds a level of intrigue from the beginning. So once I saw the phone booth, I was like, what is this? And then of course I watched further. Come to find out, this game looks amazing.
Exploration in Atomfall offers more than just practical rewards. It's a chance to uncover hidden secrets that deepen the mystery and enrich your adventure. However, you must be extra cautious when exploring,
Hey, look
as
at
there
the
is
scale of
peril
everything
around
though when they're
every
running
corner.
around.
A single misstep in a hidden minefield could shatter your journey in an instant.
I'm gonna write that down. We have to find out if this is open
Proximity
world,
alarms that will go off and
or if
lead
it's
to
hubs.
deadly encounters.
because it looks like open world, which is
There's
interesting.
even exploding sheep that can infect you with spores that creep into your lungs until you collapse
Oh,
lifeless.
that's disturbing. Yeah.
Using the metal detector can uncover buried supplies. It may also reveal hidden clues tied to the deeper mystery within the quarantine zone.
See, that's a cool bit
You can
too. I
find
like the
crafting
whole
recipe-
metal detector. I thought it was going to be more in depth when I originally saw it, but I guess you are introducing people to this game originally, and it's a new mechanic, so it might be simple, but it's a nice little addition. Even the crafting here, it also reminds me more of Dead Island. It's very simple. It's easy to grab and go, push and play, whatever they say. Easy to just jump in, kind of like riding a bike.
Recipes for numerous items, including a
can't
poison
make it too
bomb that
difficult.
releases a toxic cloud on impact,
For replayability,
a
I
shiv
imagine.
that can be used for quick stabbing,
Ooh!
and a combat stim that buffs your melee damage for a short duration. Take the time to discover all the recipes that can be found.
We even got
In
recipes,
Atomfall,
look at that.
You will have to fight to survive. You will have limited inventory space, forcing you to be strategic and intentional with every item you carry. You will have to balance between healing items and a variety of weapons, guns,
Yeah, I like the pistol. That's cool.
molotovs, grenades,
Whoa.
and melees. However, scavenging for these weapons will only get you so far. As you progress, you'll have the chance to upgrade your weapons, taking them to a higher tier for increased power. This includes weapons like the rusty terrier rifle found early on in your journey, that can be upgraded to a stock version, followed by the powerful pristine version using the right skills, supplies, and multiple rifles. Ammo may be scarce, so be sure to utilize
parts
the melee
remind me of
weapons
Far Cry.
like cricket bats, axes,
your basic, like,
knives,
upgrade
and police
systems and all
batons
that.
are scattered throughout the world. You can use your fists, kick enemies to stun them, or strike with the butt of your gun for some
Oh,
added
that's
damage.
fun. Okay.
Every encounter offers different
And
possibilities.
we got prone?
You can
What
try
is
to
that?
avoid conflict, take enemies down stealthily one by one.
Yeah, we saw that before. That's cool. And it looks like you can kill just about
The choice
anyone.
is yours on how to handle each situation.
Or I guess just enemies and store owners.
For a stealthier approach, find some tall grass to hide in. This will make it
Interesting,
more
okay.
difficult to be detected by enemies and will allow you to take down any threat that comes your way.
Alright, maybe it wasn't a prone, maybe
Be
it was just a
careful,
really small
as others
crouch.
may be close enough to hear their death throes and come after you.
And just a little bit more to tack here on the end. There's another video with a new extended gameplay, basically with the game director explaining everything. And I want to show one main important part that got me even more excited from what he talks about, basically.
Hi, I'm Ben Fisher, Head of Design at Rebellion, and I'm here to talk to you
Ben
about
Fisher.
Atomfall.
Very passionate guy with a very passionate team, I'll tell you what. Hey. Just looks fun, man.
Atomfall
Looks
is
polished.
a survival action game set in a 1950s quarantine in the north of England after a nuclear disaster had an unusual fallout. The player wakes up in this environment. So there are a lot of games based in post-apocalyptic quarantine zones, but one of the founders of Rebellion, Jason Kingsley, noticed that there wasn't one based around the Windscale fire, which is one of the world's first major nuclear disasters. So he asked the question, what would it look like if you made a kind of Rebellion
Yeah, I
style
still gotta
game
learn
in
about
kind
that.
of
I'm gonna have to look
environment?
that up and listen to like a mini documentary or something. But I'm gonna leave the link in the description, obviously. You guys should go check out this whole thing, because he's a very passionate guy and he explains the game completely. But I'm going to fast forward to this one part where I feel like he just went off with everything that I wanted to hear. So
Information in the game world is interconnected as the player uncovers it, and they have to decide for themselves what's true and not true. To the extent that the player can kill any character in the game.
Ah! Yeah, there goes
and
the main
still
general.
find
Yeah, you can just take
conclusions
anybody
behind
out
it.
apparently.
In fact, there are some
I love
bits of
that.
the game that
Full
will
freedom.
require you to kill a certain character to progress. The player's identity is the same sort of thing. You wake up in this quarantine zone. You don't have a specified age, race, or gender. You don't have a character that you can see in the game world, and nobody knows you. And there are characters very early on that pose the question to the player.
Why not ask yourself if that is the sort of person you are?
It's up to you to decide what sort of person you want to be.
Full
As you
choice.
make
Yeah,
your way
do you
through
can
the
you
game
off that
world,
guy?
There are people who might trust you because you're somebody new. They might be suspicious of you because you're somebody new. But that means that you're in a situation to kind of destabilize the world that you're in. You operate like a detective in that you push your face in places that's unwelcome and you uncover mysteries, understand the world as a result, but maybe make things sometimes better, sometimes worse by doing so.
That's cool. You saw him like aiming around though.
And there are clues in the game of who you could be, but we make it intentionally ambiguous, so it's up to the player to decide what they think is right. So
That's a
part of
cool
our
shirt. They
planning
even
and
got the
creative
shirt with
process
the
was to
the
look
phone
at other
booth.
apocalyptic survival action games and decide what seemed like a good fit for Atomfall. What we decided to do to approach it in quite a unique way was to look at it through the lens of being specifically British style gameplay, British style storytelling, but also leading into the things that Rebellion specializes in.
Yeah, world building, because it looks amazing. Look at that. Yeah, that's the shot I saw before. I was
the
wondering
world
what they
of
were, but
Atomfall
now
is
knowing
a
they're
dense,
leeches.
concentrated sandbox. There's a series of locations you can travel between and unlock slowly over time, and the player uncovers information about the world and what to do in that world. But it's all interconnected. That inspired us to make the length of the game something that was easily kind of digestible, so it feels like a TV miniseries or something like that. It's
Oh, that's
one
awesome.
extended story with lots of branching elements that come off it, but it means that it's all interconnected in a dense and textural way. This matches traditional British storytelling style. We also looked at the gameplay of the game. It didn't seem like a natural fit for the game to be a full kind of run and gun extravaganza if it's set in rural north of England. So we balanced the game around feeling more like a blend, like almost like a pub brawl. So there's lots of punching, kicking, throwing weapons at people to just make do with what's around you.
Yeah,
There
it
are
looks
some
fun.
guns, but it's more like the sort of thing that you might find a farmer's got, so a farmer's shotgun. There's an occupying military force and they're armoured, but they've all been locked in this location for 5 years, so they don't have much in the way of resources by this point. So the player's really kind of making do with what they can find. They're not pushed heroically play into every conflict situation.
Yeah, I love
They
this.
can
He's
decide
not
to
reading off
back
a script, really. Like, he's giving his
They
personality
can
into
decide
it. I
to
like it. Or if he's
de-escalate
reading off a
conflict.
script,
This
he's very
gives it
good.
a very, very different tone, a very personal tone. And
Just
it
seems like he
such a
knows what he's
natural
talking
fit for
about,
the
'cause
world
he
that we were
loves this
building around the
project.
story. Player choice was central to the creative process of deciding the shape of Atomfall and what sort of game it was. In fact, there was a version of Atomfall earlier in development that was more like a Metroidvania game. So a sequence of locations you were sent through in a more guided structure. You gradually unfurled this game world, and by the end you would have a broad understanding of what happened. It felt too guided. It felt like the other characters were having the adventure and that you were kind of picking up the pieces after the fact. So we took a good look at the game and we opened all the doors. We made it as non-linear as possible. The player can go anywhere in the game world right from the start. Some places are much more dangerous than others, but if the player is observant and they choose their moment carefully, they might survive. They might uncover something that helps them understand the game world. The other major influence in
open
making
world,
this
that's
game
so cool. It
open
was
sandbox
Metroidvania-like,
structure
but they opened it
making
up.
every character optional to interact with.
Stay safe out there.
So there are many different interpretations of what's happened and many different interpretations of how to escape, how to resolve the situation. There's no main
piece
answer. There's no good and bad ending. There's just lots of complex murkiness, and it's up to the player which route they take. This also extends to the strategy that the player deploys as they're making their way through the game. There's lots of slightly randomized loot for the player to uncover. Enemy placements are long wandering paths, but also slightly randomized. So it's not like you can learn a perfect strategy and play through the game in one go. You really have to observe. You really have to engage with the situation.
Live in the game. I like that. Okay, cool.
Best you can.
We're probably gonna make a lot of comparisons playing this game. You know, like I'm saying Fallout, Far Cry, blah blah blah. But this game I can tell is gonna do them way better. I don't know. The comparisons might be a good thing. They might be a flex.
It means that no two playthroughs are alike, and when we've been playtesting the game, even people in the team who understand how it's structured are playing in very, very different styles. So on a first playthrough of Atomfall,
That's how you know
we
you
want
succeeded,
players
right?
to feel like they are the star of a dense, concentrated story. They've uncovered a mystery and then resolved it
Immersing
one way or
yourself
another.
in a
But
second
the player
life.
can't see everything in one playthrough. They'll make choices that, you know, when they open one door, they close another. And as the game progresses, there will be routes that just aren't available to them based on choices they made earlier. So I'd really hope that players play through again and get a very different experience and a different story, but still one that feels like they are the hero.
Well, especially if I need it for that platinum trophy.
You can
I
barter with
can't get
trade
over this
items
guy's
if they've got
charisma.
something. If I had to choose a character from Atomfall to have a cup of tea or a pint with, it's a difficult question because they're all a little bit likable, a little bit unlikable, and you've got to decide, like, you know, who's the friendliest. I would probably go for Nat. You maybe meet him very early on. He's a chatterbox, he's very friendly.
How do? Where did you come from then?
He
Seems
has
like a
been
wandering
kicked out of
spirit.
the village, so he probably wouldn't be allowed in the pub, so I'd have to find a quiet hut somewhere to have a cup of tea. We hope you enjoy the world of Atomfall as much as we've enjoyed creating it. We can't wait for you to visit. Game launches March 27th.
Yes, please. I cannot wait.
We look forward to sharing our world with you on March 27th, 2025. Pre-order Atomfall today and secure exclusive bonuses based on the edition you choose. The standard edition will secure an exclusive melee weapon variant, additional loot caches, and an item recipe. If you get the deluxe edition, you'll also get access to additional cosmetics and character upgrades. You'll also get to enjoy up to 3 days of early access to Atomfall and the planned story DLC, which will be released at a later date. Atomfall is available on Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 4 consoles. For PC gamers, it is also available on both Steam and the Epic Game Store. PC players also have the Quarantine Edition available on the Rebellion shop. It includes everything the Deluxe Edition has, but some extra goodies like an exclusive Atomfall t-shirt, a digital graphic novel,
some extra stuff.
a digital poster and postcard, and the soundtrack for the game.
All in all, I can't express how excited I am for this game. I've been looking for a new game, a new story, a new just something well developed that I can just immerse myself into and tear it apart. You know, I'm so excited for this. We have about a week away, and I think I'm going to stop rambling. That's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be playing this day one, possibly even the 3-day early thing. I think I'm going to pick up that bigger package, depending on how many doubloons and schmeckles I have. But that's it for me. Likes are always appreciated. I hope you guys enjoy Atomfall if you plan on picking it up. Leave your comments down below, all your thoughts on the game, and I will catch you out there in Castafel.